33 and 32E. Join the Discord to learn more.
Welcome back, hard forkers. The Holy Trinity. No, it's not the three of us. The Pope, Elon Musk, and Michael Saylor, all over Bitcoin mining. Lots to talk about today, people. We're going to try and make sense of what the hell is going on in this market, give you our opinions on how we're playing it. So look, let's dive in. But first, welcome to my co-host, Stefano and Mr. Gonzo. How are you, boys?
What's up?
We're good.
Hey, everybody.
Right. So where to begin? Where to begin, guys? Let's have a quick look at some tweet action that's happened today.
It's like we're all in COVID lockdown prison here. The black shirts and the white backgrounds.
But why do you have like a semi-naked woman on the top right of your screen?
It's Brit.
It is. That's BYBIT. We're going to get her on the channel, actually.
BritFit. BitFit or BryFit?
BryFit.
BryFit, like your briefs fit.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, today, what do we got? We've got Michael Saylor coming out and letting us all know that he's hosted a meeting with Elon Musk. I'm not sure if the Pope was there, but I'm sure he'll shortly. Basically, whether or not this has had something to do with a nice little price pump or not, we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, they've sat down with a bunch of miners to talk about green energy. Elon's turned around and said that he found it all very positive. They're committed to publishing current and planned renewable energy usage and to ask miners worldwide to do so. Potentially promising. There you go. Elon's also been tweeting about Dogecoin again. So, yeah, I don't know why we're talking.
Meanwhile.
Oh, look, shout out to our Axie community. We love stuff like this. They've got little cakes with pictures of us on them here.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely fantastic.
That's Genesis. He plays one of the scholarships.
Yeah. Now, on the show, people, Stefano's going to be telling us about a new play to earn initiative that we have in just a moment. And Mr. Gonzo is actually going to make up a really awesome team for the Axie Infinity space that will be given away also. So stay tuned.
Stefano, we can take a look at those NFTs for our special announcement.
Indeed.
Ooh.
We're going to have some, we could probably do a bounty with this episode, right? For people to get free ones, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They have to send in something, a share on another social media or something.
I think we can totally do that.
So don't turn this video off, people. There's just so much great stuff coming up.
90% already left.
Okay, so for the 10% that are still here,
you're gonna get free shit. You're gonna get free stuff.
Right, guys, let's have a look at a few facts and figures because we love that sort of stuff. Colin Talks Crypto. It's actually really good. I really like what this guy's done. So Colin has taken a number of metrics. Here they are along the bottom here. We'll have a look at a couple of them in the moment. They combine all of these to try and figure out where we think we are in this cycle. So basically when it reaches 100, that means that pretty much all the indicators used are basically saying we're at the peak. So currently, Colin's indicator says that we're, I guess, 62% of the way there.
It needs a frame of reference.
Sorry?
It needs a frame of reference.
Well, here it is along here. So you've got all these different metrics that combine to make that up. So part of it, obviously, many of you are familiar with the stock to flow model that Plan B has put out. So this basically tracks the price and the amount of Bitcoin that has been released. So the amount of stock and the amount that's out there. So basically, we're effectively saying that end of year 100K with this particular model. Quite interesting. We love a rainbow. So we're effectively sitting here, which when you map it against this thing, where are we? That basically says hodl. Sorry, I'm not leaving. Just getting my HODL glasses. I forgot I had these. But I can't see the chart anymore, so I'm gonna have to take them back off.
What is happening? What's going on?
I don't know. So anyway, we're hodling. Are we hodling people?
Basically a fire sale. That's good. That's when I bought a lot of my crypto. That's the COVID dump there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So as you can see,
this is exactly it. The green's still cheap, right?
mm-hmm.
We're so up the last year, like this, it just feels like it hurts, but damn, it's still part of the trend, like I don't see it going, the genie's out,
Let's hear what Ray Dalio has to say.
We know we're going to need a lot more money, a lot more debt. And this is all the cycle. You need the more money, you have to print that. You need more money, so taxes go up, and that produces the dynamic. Now, I can keep going on about what happens in that dynamic. It may be capital controls. You start to go to things where that money wants to go someplace, and it goes to almost anything else. Particularly at all that time, I learned in 71, painfully learned in 71, that it causes like stocks to go up. It causes everything. We can deal with the mechanics of the stocks, gold, Bitcoin, real estate, everything to go up because it's really going down in dollars. And that's the part of the cycle we're in.
Look, he's a guy I've listened to for a very long time. Just one of many major players that have come out in support of Bitcoin lately.
Is there a desire and is there a long-standing human desire to hold an asset that feels separate and apart from the day-to-day workings of governments? I think the answer to that question, history shows, is yes. I think gold has been the primary asset of that kind for a long time. And I think that crypto has a chance of becoming an agreed form that people who are looking for safety hold wealth in. So my guess is that crypto is here to stay, and probably here to stay as a kind of digital gold.
Okay, so apart from the story that is becoming like a quite like whatever on like Bitcoin gold, and it seems like it's the saving situation of everything. Like with all the respect, gold is not bad. Like just want to point that out. Yes, Bitcoin is better than gold. You can transfer that easily, blah, blah. We know that storyline, but we're not like talking about like, the Messiah coming along and solving all the problems of society. The storyline that Bitcoin becomes gold or the new gold, like doesn't change society a tiny little bit, just by the way, want to point that out. But the guy is saying, store of value, cool story. So it basically saw like 2 videos from Michael Saylor, and he's like, aha, now I'm gonna use the same storyline. And then he's like, are you gonna use that as a form of payment? No, obviously, which is already like super silly to say something like that. But 2, and this is hilarious, it shows exactly the level of understanding of where society and the world is right now. Perhaps it might be a form of payment on the internet economy.
Maybe.
How big is the internet economy, for God's sake?
It's like payments and online economy.
Like,
fucking dildo, you just contradicted yourself in the first like 30 seconds there. It's like irrelevant. You don't know what you're talking about.
Just because you are having a power position, it doesn't mean that you should be allowed to talk about things that you do not understand.
He's the former head of the US Treasury. I mean, this guy's a major player. I mean, look.
So what? Does that mean that he knows what he's talking about? He clearly doesn't. He might be the most well-notable person about dollar economy, social economy, micro and micro economy in the sense of like printing dollars and stimulus check and bonds and interest rate and, everything. He 100% does not understand what crypto is actually supposed to do. And the simple fact that because you are in a position of power and you're in a position that is relating to money, that does not give you the right of talking about something that you do not know. You study it, you understand it, and then you go and you talk about it. It's as simple as that.
Well, you say crypto there. I'm sure that guy was primarily referring to Bitcoin. Now, anyone that's been in this space for a while knows Bitcoin has a specific role.
He said crypto.
He said crypto. He said crypto more than once.
I think he's mainly talking about Bitcoin there.
Then it proves the point.
That totally gets the maxis so angry when normies say crypto when they really mean Bitcoin, or like.
So let me ask you guys a question. For me, we have just seen what. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but I'll simply say there was so much FUD that all came out pretty much at the same time, and I don't think there's too much of a coincidence. It so often happens at key support levels. I do think it has been price suppression going on. I do think there's all sorts of fun and games going on. Back to 217, price collapses literally the day this CME futures launched. For me, this is, I had a massive rant about it the other day, which many people found rather amusing, others liked. But look, there is a scenario that is quite possibly a case of a lot of these institutional players, a lot of these big players do realize, okay, this crypto stuff is here to stay. They've understood it, but they don't own enough of that network for their liking. We're under no illusions that it is a threat to many existing business models. What better way to overcome that threat? Either eliminate something or own a large piece of the network. I think they realize they can't eliminate it. So therefore, owning a large percentage of it is what they're going to try and do. So are you going to get freaked out by these big price swings and dump your crypto to them, or are you going to hold it? For me personally, I've got my hodl position, and I'm trading a portion of it. I think we're going to go through a real chop here, up and down, and it's a great opportunity to actually accumulate some more crypto. That's just for traders. Don't try and play that game. You don't know what you're doing. Dollar cost average in and hodl. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Have you been totally freaked out by these price moves? Has it changed your thinking on anything? Do you think that these big boys are effectively trying to take bigger positions of the network at the expense of the little man, the retail buyer?
No doubt. I mean, that's just, you watch the markets. If you have more than one, like if you have 4 or 5 charts open of the major stuff all at the same time, like instantaneously, it's not like, Bitcoin goes and then there's an algorithm that catches up. It's like same candle, same minute, everybody's like bam, 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 bam. Everything just starts dumping so hard and such huge. Like, that's not retailers, like who is that? That's just how is, and then, like the FUD and the everything else, just manipulating the narratives, right? Like, and it was due, man. Like that Elon Doge thing is just like, oh man, this is like crazy mania. Like everybody was talking about Doge and like Elon and Bitcoin and all-time highs. What's next? So here we are. But looks like we're bouncing. But is it a dead cat? Are we gonna die now? Even lower? No, I don't know. I
think it's going to chop up and down in a range between 30K, maybe lower, and 55 for a while here. And the retail guy who's here for the first time is going to freak the fuck out, sell at lows, buy back at highs, and end up with a tiny little stack if they're not careful. So dollar cost averaging and hodling, if you are new, not financial advice, but.
Well, look, if you talk about Bitcoin and lengthening cycles, right? Like that's what they say, as Bitcoin gets bigger, the cycles get longer because it's more stable, right? There's less manipulation. So, we just hit a super high, and then, that bull market was pretty long, right? But the bear market before that was like 3 years. So what do we do for like a 3-4 year, 5 year bear market?
No.
Before we get the next all-time high?
No, look, the macroeconomic picture for me, Mr. Gonzo,
well, no, I'm just saying, like
bond markets are in absolute turmoil at the moment. I think the flight.
If the whole world just goes into fucking complete chaos and nobody has money for anything, and it really does go to like all-time lows. Like right now, there's a lot of people with a lot of disposable income, like magic internet money, right? If that all gets bled out for real, like like real capital that's needed for like living and you know, like surviving, and not just like, you know, entertainment and all the stuff that everybody spends money on. Right? I don't know. It's crazy times right now. I have no idea. But that's a thing. Maybe it is the start of a bear market for 10 years.
I strongly disagree. I think, as I say, I think the macros are stronger than ever. I think, you know, the headwinds of regulation, they're going to come thick and fast. You know, I think ultimately Bitcoin may well become this institutional Wall Street asset. They've wrapped their heads around it, but they don't own enough of it. So they're trying to get in here. It's up to you what price you sell it to them at.
Well,
I sure as hell aren't selling it.
The 2 weak points of Bitcoin are the price. You can't manipulate Bitcoin, but you can manipulate the price of Bitcoin, right? And they do that through paper trading and leverage and margin, right?
It's mainly the futures market that I think is the tool for them to move it around with. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, but also the other weak point is centralized mining, right? So they're manipulating the price, and now they're manipulating the mining by they're going to try and get all the hash rate over to some green thing that's like, you know, not, you know, what it is now, to try and steal away the hash rate from China, probably, right? So I don't know. Who knows what's.
It's interesting times.
Yeah.
You know, to me, Bitcoin, man, the case is just stronger than ever. Get some Bitcoin if you haven't got any people. Stefano, thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, let me wrap that a little bit. So first thing on like where we are and so on. Today, Bullion Star, which I don't know if you guys knows what it is, but Bullion Star is a website that allows you to buy gold and platinum and silver and so on. They announced today that you can purchase that with Dogecoin. Now, think about that for a second.
That's awesome. That's great. That's like the maximum meme, fucking meme. Like a Bitcoin copycat that was made fun of for years and years and years. And now you can actually buy real Bitcoin with a Dogecoin that's worth like what? Fucking still worth 30 cents, 20 cents.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
So that's number one of where we are. Number two, the first person, now I don't know if it is actually the first one, but the first person that I heard publicly mentioning what is happening now with the renewable energy and so on, and I mentioned that before, was actually Kevin O'Leary. He's the first person that mentioned that publicly before all of this actually came in place. And we're talking about like a month earlier. So does that mean that actually like there is a sort of like interest and coalition from like specific individual to kind of like go into this direction and so on? Perhaps. Or maybe the guy just got lucky on mentioning this a month before anybody else. Who knows? Could be either one of the two. But, you know, that's a data. It's a fact. I don't know if other people mentioned that even before, but that was the first time that I hear about that. Where are we on the storyline and all of that? To be honest, it might sound like a bit like a cult type of thing, and I'm not a fan of those type of things. But if you're looking at what is happening now in the economy, where, you know, there are cities in the US that are basically like blocking the stimulus checks that are actually being pushed in place by the Biden administration because people are not going back to work. Because they're putting in a position where, like, by staying at home with the stimulus check, they're receiving 70-80% of their salary. And they don't want to go to work. So, you know, we're hearing the stories about this. Like, this is actually, like, starting being real and so on. And where is all of that going? It's going, like, with the storyline on upper inflation, on the economy be completely screwed, on, like, where are we putting money? We're seeing, like, Michael Burry having like all of that bets against like the bond market and the interest rate and like all of that situation and so on, which lead to an entire point. The storyline of this is the government is bad. The government has screwed up. People at the end of the day, people always need to have someone to point the finger. And this time they're going to point the finger to the government. because they cannot point it out to a virus. They can't go to the virus and be like, haha, it's your fault. No, they're obviously going to go to the government for that. All of this, to be honest, can actually be solved if you're taking the storyline that has been taking in place by Ethereum. Not even Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the store of value, is gold, blah, 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 whatever. Who cares about the storyline? The point is that, and we're seeing that, we, more than anybody else, are seeing that. Because a few days ago on Twitch, one of our scholars said that clearly. He's in Venezuela, and he said, by playing Axie, I'm making around 70% on an average salary in Venezuela. But guess what's the difference is? I'd rather play Axie and making 70% than actually going and taking order by a boss, the commute, the money, the spend, the stress actually that is generating the simple idea of being fired, and taking 100% of that. I'm okay in taking the reduction of 30%, but actually being happy in doing what I'm doing. How is that possible? Who is generating those money? Is the entire ecosystem generating by Axie? As Axie is an example, we do have other stuff that are coming in place. The entire model of the play to earn that then is going to become like the do things to earn on the blockchain ecosystem, on the decentralized economy, sit perfectly, like perfectly, as a storyline for a government to ensure that they don't have to go brrr with the money no matter what. Fight hyperinflation and all of that stuff. The guy that was talking about like, oh, you know, I don't think that we're going to have like internet, that the crypto is going to be like a payment system and so on. Did you see what is happening to the world? The new thing, people are worried, the smart working, the working from home, the absolutely digital economy model. Only companies that are having an increase in the revenue this year are either fully tech companies, digital companies, or they're like commodities, like first layer commodities companies. The only two. Would you like to own a pizzeria in 2020 or in 2021?
No kidding.
Huh? Let's just put like the facts out.
How about a hair salon?
There it is. How about like a mini market where nobody can actually go anywhere? Or a bar. Why don't you open a bar when nobody can even sit on your table?
Nightclub.
You know, so I find that as a nice storyline. And what would that if this actually work out as a story? Now, again, this is like a little bit of like trying to stretch all the points together in the storyline. But if that actually works, then what is the next thing that you wish to do? Having a 51 control. Because that's the easiest thing on doing that. You have Ethereum moving on POS. You have Bitcoin that is always going to be there. It's the major one. You need the power supply for that because Bitcoin never going to move away from POW. And you want to be in control. Bam, green energy. It's kind of the perfect storyline if you think about that. And then on the other side, you got, oh, Ethereum is moving away from POW. What are we doing now? Oh, POS. Okay, we just need 51% of the control because we won 559. Supply is not going to increase anymore. It's set. We know exactly how much we need to actually like be in control. But then at the end of the day, if you know how much you want to pay, why pay as much as possible? You want to pay as least as possible. I don't know. Again, I'm speculating on this, but if I'm looking at all the numbers and all the things, it kind of goes into that direction.
Well, look, I mean, I think you nailed it there, Stefano. You know, as I said at the top of the show, and I've said it a million times, this is on the radar of the big players now. They clearly think they don't own enough of this network. Whether or not they can get to 51% or not is questionable. That's really up to you, the viewer. Are you going to hold these assets? God, I think the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few others is going to skyrocket. Yes, it's going to be very choppy, and yes, there is going to be those pain points where you're effectively put in a position where you just should, it gets too scary. I'm out.
100x at 64K.
Yeah,
100x long at 64K. That'll make you scared.
Why not? I can't think of anything wrong with that.
That's
move.
what happened.
it's going to be choppy, people, but yeah, strong hands. The value of these networks is going to go through the roof. The big players are trying to buy it up, in my opinion, and it is just my opinion. But I think there's a lot of a lot of evidence that is the case. So
Look, there was one thing that like a lot of people don't remember because they were not there, because people that are doing like 100x leverage nowadays, the people that got completely wrecked now are people that were not in 2017. But in 2017, the institutions that were doing these things were the companies, the VCs that were running ICOs.
Yep.
The VCs, the groups of individuals, the influencers, the advisors, the ICO advisors, and all of those things, which is probably like the shortest job ever, because you were around for like a year max, and nobody claimed to be an ICO advisor anymore. But now we're actually doing that thing. Like, just the difference is that like we have billionaires. Do you think that like even someone that is pro, like Michael Saylor, would be happy on like entering $2 billion to 62,000, or would he prefer to enter like a 30,000? And people are like, and I heard that comment so many times, but he's a billionaire, people like that don't care if they're entering at this or that. And when you're putting on the table the option of having plus or minus $2 billion, if you're entering at half of the price, you kind of care at the end of the day,
Okay. Now, we love decentralization. That's what this channel is all about. And moving on now, we also love play to earn. We've been covering Axie for a hell of a long time. We put a lot of effort into that community. But we have also partnered up with another play to earn. Not that we're partnered with actually. We just like it, but we've partnered up with 9 Chronicles. So let's tell everyone what this is all about. Stefano.
Big news, Stefano. Let's hear it.
Sure. So give me the power to screen share. It's time to show some very lovely things.
You've got it.
Good. Very nice. So we start with this. Let's start with the game first. Can you see it?
Dun, dun, dun. There it is. Hashtag a thing. Level 193. Wow.
Yeah, I've been playing for quite some time.
193. How long does it take to do a level?
A lot, because I've been playing for
like
10
2
months.
weeks to do one level?
No, I've been playing for 8 months at this point. So, well, at the beginning, you level up super early.
Right.
Now, it would take around 3-4 weeks to level up even more, or a month.
Okay.
So now it gets like a little bit intense, but in super simple, what is 9 Chronicles? So 9 Chronicles is an auto-play game. So first of all, it's not active. You don't have to click buttons or anything like that. If you want to show like something about the gameplay, for example, it's very simple. This is Arena, by the way. I'm the 26th in the rank, so not top too much, but let's take that someone that is weak, so at least I'm gonna win, and it's gonna seem like I'm very cool. Number 23, finger crossed. But basically it's super simple. You pick up your enemy and it all automatics. You don't have to do anything. You just have like your setup and so on. Anyway, let's go into details where you guys are watching the fight and so on. Why is 9 Chronicles an interesting project? Because it's one of the first fully functional games that is 100% running on the blockchain. And by saying 100%, I mean literally 100%. The entire graphics, the data, the megabytes of like the animation, the files like with the graphics and all of that, that is on IPFS. And obviously the hash are on the blockchain. Every single thing that happens in the game, you win a battle, an attack, those type of things, that's recorded on the blockchain.
Why is that important, Stefano?
That's exactly what I was going to be. Like, why do you think, like, why someone would say, like, yeah, why do I care about that? Well, you will care about something like that because it's completely in the hands of the community and it's fully decentralized, which means that there is no power play that can be done by a company. The easy things is obviously if the company runs out of business, they shut down the server. If they shut down the server, no more game. That's the classic sales story that is being used all the time. But let's go in the other direction. What if, for example, you violate terms and conditions of a project? What if, for example, you decide that, you do something that upset people? What if, for example, you decide that you would like to bring the direction of the business and the game into something else? you need to rely on the community for that. You need to rely on the people that are owning the company and so on. Because everything is on the blockchain, this is not possible. I want to give like an example on this, which I think is a perfect example, because
One.
back, see, that was all a strategy, obviously, because I took someone weak. But that's pretty much, and when you win, you got like your little reward and so on, and you can do like multiple things, obviously. But
Was it
one
like
thing,
pre-program your attacks and defenses? And
yeah.
stuff? Right.
No, not the attack and defense, but like the character. So you do have like all your equipments, and you set up like the different things that you want to have in place, and based on like the type of levels that you're going after. So in Arena, the CP is kind of like a good model to understand if you're good or not. I have like an 82,000, so I went after someone that has 67, so that kind of like have a pretty high chance of me winning. But on other things, for example, when you're like in the adventure mode, you can like kind of see the type of monsters that there are, and obviously like some of the monsters are like weaker to specific type of things. And so if you're going, for example, on what they announced today, by the way, there it is. This is the fire ward. And so here you got like all fire enemies. So in order to participate here, you need to have an entire fire equipment. So in my specific case, I cannot do that because of my things. I have wind. So for example, here, those are all the wind thing. I have hurt, but I have only one ring that is fire. I would need like all the equipment to be there in order to participate over there.
You got some forging to do.
That's the thing. And so you do basically like get your creation of the thing. So when you're participating on stuff, like think about the PvP that we just done. On that, I earn some consumable things, and I can create, for example, some.
Is that a taco?
That's an omelet.
Oh, nice. I want an omelet.
And so you put down like your ingredients at that point. You click on combine, and that's it. It's combined the thing.
I make my omelets on the forge all the time.
I know, right? Because like it's high, it's an high energy level omelet. So
The characters look really cool. I like the designs on this stuff. It looks awesome.
They are. You have
I'm not
like your
sure about the
equipments.
animations, but the characters definitely look cool.
Oh yeah. Like you got like the one in the shops here. As soon as it loads, there it is.
Yep. Hey, that looks familiar.
Indeed, like
Show us our rewards for our faithful viewers.
So indeed, what we are basically doing over here, we're developing an entire play to earn system that is done exclusively for the R14 community. So if you're a part of the community and you're playing the game, you have the option to complete challenges and tasks, both very easy ones and very simple ones, like for example, past level 3, level 6, level 10, like those type of things, obviously. And you will receive some of their tokens. Or on top of that, we are developing an entire play to earn mechanics where the people that are going to be top position in the leaderboard inside the hard-forking community, not overall in the market, but in the ecosystem, but just like part of the R14 community, they will receive every single week tokens as well. On top of that, obviously, because we listen to our community and we have done some researches. Unfortunately, only 50% of our community owns a laptop or a PC or a desktop machine and so on, while 100% owns a phone. That also goes back to, people that says that we're not in the internet economy and stuff like that, obviously. The simple fact that in the world, we live in different ways. People from different countries has different type of structures and so on. So because only half can download the game, and so the wallet is inside the game, and so only half of our community can receive rewards and so on, we have decided, as per usual, to go the extra miles. And so what we have done is basically, thanks to our Sir Gonzo, we have created these little NFTs that you can see over here.
We should sort out like a play to earn a laptop initiative.
Yeah, we should also
right?
do that.
Like you
by the way,
collect so many NFTs or NCG, and it comes with a laptop that someone could get at a good rate. You know,
we should really do that. Yes.
it's like the mining package, so you can have the game going legit. Just
Mhm.
it's like the starter pack, right?
We should really like we really should figure out a solution to give to allow like part of our community to gain a laptop or something like that to actually like experience even more. But either way, for the time being, while we're sorting that out, you have the option of receiving these NFTs, and these NFTs are basically like coupons that owns the value of obviously 50 or 109 Chronicle goals, and yep.
It's 10,000, and you have 10,000 NFTs worth 100 NCG. What's the market cap of that?
Well, that obviously is because like I'm an idiot and I always like mint insane amount of NFTs, because why not overflow the market with NFTs?
Oh no,
but
everybody's dumping the Stefano NFTs. The market's done.
But to answer the question on that, to be specific, the agreement that we have with Nine Chronicles is sponsoring 50,000 Nine Chronicles gold every single month to the members of the community. So we are developing all of these tasks and challenges and play to earn tutorials and so on to ensure that, you know, these 50,000 tokens are being distributed among the community. Once again, if you're not part of the community, I'm sorry, you're not going to be eligible for this. This is only for the Artforking community on that side. But if you don't have
join the
option,
community, I hear you say.
never say
Discord.
that.
It's so difficult, the review process, you know, like you just got to click accept Discord and then say hi. And it's done.
That's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. Find a channel that you like, say something stupid, make a joke.
And
Please,
if
sir.
the joke doesn't get like a 10 out of 10, then you're kicked out automatically. You cannot be part of the community.
If the joke is please,
So
sir,
for me,
sir.
you know, I fell in love with Bitcoin 6 years ago. I'm loving what I see here. You know,
Sorry, I'm not
fully
finished.
decentralized, or it's going to
finish.
The right
I'm not done.
nine Chronicles.
There is one important thing that is essential in all of this. The token is not available on exchange right now. You cannot buy that on Uniswap and so on because Nine Chronicle runs on its own blockchain. So,
Pre-listing.
and this is the important thing on all the story. These NFTs, the tokens that you're going to win and all of that, again, we're doing this for the community. I really want this to come across and that people really need to understand how insanely we listen to the people that are part of the community and how insanely we work to ensure that everybody can get the best possible return on everything that we're doing. So, because the token right now is not listed on Uniswap or anything like that, the only way that you have to trade the token is to go on the Nine Chronicles Discord and, you know, find out someone that can and is willing to purchase or to exchange those tokens. However, the NFTs that you're seeing here, you know, they're created by the Artforking community. So me, Jordan, and Sean has come along together and we have decided that inside the Artforking community, we're putting a monthly pool where anybody that needs to cash out those tokens can do that like this with no issues whatsoever. The reason why we're doing this is because we've seen that with the scholarship on Axie, there are some students, some scholars that are doing breeding Axie, that are accumulating SLP, that are in no need of cashing out those tokens immediately. But there is a fair amount of our community that survive with the tokens that are being held. And therefore, exactly because of that, we're stepping in on this and we're ensuring that, like, if you need the money, if what you earn by playing a game, you have to cash it out immediately, we got you covered on that. We really do. So really, do not worry about that. We are here to help no matter what. The only thing that you need to do is trying to have fun on the game. And, you know, tell us if you would like to have other stuff on top or not.
Yeah. So download this game, people. The link is below the video, and get along on our Friday live show to give us your questions, give us your feedback, join the community. The Discord link is also below.
Stefano, can I ask how that would work with the OTC? So, say the community all wants to cash out at the same time, everybody, right? So what do we do with the funds? We just do buybacks. We buy back the NCG.
Yeah, we buy back the NCG. So we're gonna take the average that is being used on the Nine Chronicle Discord, because obviously we don't want to step on the feet of the community, neither ours, neither the Nine Chronicle ones. We're here to help. We're not here to try and take an advantage or anything like that. So we're gonna take the average price that is being used in the Nine Chronicle Discord, and then from there we're gonna use that as a flat. And basically we're just like whoever wants to cash out, and we always suggest to try and go for the Nine Chronicles, support the ecosystem. Obviously that's always the best thing. But if you are really liking a need that bam, you just want to cash out, we take the average price, no questions asked. We take the Nine Chronicle Gold, and we send you SLP, because we know that a lot of the scholars are accumulating SLP on their rolling wallet. We can send stablecoin, we can send Ethereum, we can send whatever you want. Basically, that's totally fine.
Very good.
Sounds interesting. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I may say something, we're not allowed that. As per usual, connect the dots. We are doing this. We're not allowed to communicate everything, obviously, but we do know things by talking to the teams. So if you're not specifically forced of selling these tokens, keep them.
Think about it as like a pre-sale, pre-listing rate. It's never that cheap again, right? It's the beginning of the price discovery of the token. Once it gets on a real market and starts trading, then you're going to increase, and if there's people actually using it with the play to earn, and there's any kind of adoption, increase the market share a little bit.
So you have two storylines in this.
Later than now.
You have two storylines. One is the one that says that this potentially could be the option of buying a Mystic Axie in 2018. Now, last year in 2018, you can ask Gio how much was his first Axie, Mystic Axie, because he would say like 0, basically, because that was the price. And so you see where Mystics are going now. Or the other story is that this could be a 2017 ICO, and maybe in 5 months from now, you might buy a million times more for the same price.
Except for the ICOs, they never had a working game that you could play and mine.
Sure.
Right? There's an actual product there. So that kind of eliminates a little bit of that fear, right? It's like you play the game, you understand it. If it works, then okay. It's not
it's true, but as per usual,
everything, right? Like it's there, right?
It's true. So, I think that overall it goes down to the fact that you're not putting money in. You're playing. Yeah, that's cool. You're earning these tokens.
Yeah, free to play.
Your risk reward comes to the side that it's the time that you put in the game, and because the game is a auto play game, the real cost becomes the fact that you have your laptop on.
Yeah, you just
kind of thing. Like I don't know how we can make it easier for people at this point.
Yeah. Oh, look, I mean, the innovation here, play to earn, we're massive believers in. We speak about this on the regular. This game, with that vision of being completely decentralized, owned by the community, owned by the players, it is truly peer-to-peer. This is exciting. And yeah, if you're getting involved in it now, as Stefanos just said, you're getting involved right at the start. So join the community, people. We'll be covering this extensively.
One thing on that, that also replug on what we were talking about, like the future Ethereum, the play to earn and all of that. Having something fully decentralized right now is obviously the impact is not super strong. But imagine this: you take a big company, Blizzard, Uniswap, Unisoft, and Nintendo and so on. The way that it works is that they are a company that develops the game. they pay for servers with another company, potentially Amazon, and then the user purchased the game. And so that's how the model works. In some economies, like World of Warcraft, for example, you got the costumes that then you can resell maybe like on eBay or something like that. And so you have a part of like making some money on your own as well. Now imagine that everything is fully distributed and decentralized. You're a user, you don't pay for playing the game, you're actually being paid to play the game. Amazon doesn't exist because it's distributed. You are putting your hard drive, you're putting your computational power of your machine in the ecosystem so that you become the server and you're being paid. You might not be good at the game, you might not want to play the game, but boom, you can still make some money there, which is what is happening now when you're mining the tokens. You're helping the network on collecting all those data. And then on the other side, you get the company that is developing the game. They put the work, they still do that. But now you might have something like a government tokens where you can actually take part of that thing as well. And so you as a user can literally take a benefits from every single part of the supply chain of the gaming industry. And this is possible just because it's everything decentralizes on the blockchain. In no other case, you can achieve something like this.
That's huge. It's completely open source. You can hard fork it and make your own version of it if you like. That's the whole idea here. And moving forward, that's what we're going to see. A lot of people probably know this, but that actually happened with World of Warcraft. There was a massive version of it. I think it had about 1 million users. It was going great guns, but then the company behind it sued them and shut all of that down. So, in this scenario, the whole idea here is that you can do that. You can hard fork it, come up with your own version.
Even with taking like something that was actually even more famous, Dota or League of Legends. That entire style of game and so on got generated by a fork of Warcraft 3. The old RTS game that has like the tower defense, that has like all of these different like style of gameplays and so on. The specific Dota style became so famous, then there you have it. Dota got created. So users' innovations sometimes lead to quite powerful things.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, here's your chance to really get involved in something from the ground floor, people. Check it out. So, guys, let's have a quick look at what's happening in our Axie land before we wrap up today. Mr. Gonzo, what do you got?
Well, it's breeding madness here. I mean, Sean's breeding, Stefanos breeding, the scholars are breeding, and we're intaking more scholars, and there's a bunch of Axies, and we need to make a team. So I figured, Stefano, you can help me make a team, and we can give it away on the stream. Yeah. So we'll do a quick process because people are like, oh, you know how to make a team. Everybody's starting to get their own Axies. So you can there's some ideas on how to build a team. So screen share.
By the way, if you join this community, you need to own a black t-shirt. Exactly.
That's true. We ask pictures of every single person. If you do not have a black t-shirt, you're out. Straight ahead. I'm sorry.
Do you guys see the...
Yep.
What do you see?
Enter team name here.
Okay, cool. Stefano, what should we call the team name, or should we call it something after? Here, let's pick the team first.
Oh, damn it.
Or no, the team last. Team name last. So
okay, so are we doing a Gonzo or are we doing a WoW style?
Do a WoW style.
Okay, do a WoW style. Give me a 61. Okay, I see a 61 there. Let's see what you got.
What's awesome?
The 29, 49, 87 seems to be pretty sweet.
Right, yeah.
26, 64, 65. So here's what we're trying to do. A WoW style is basically like a plant with a very solid tank, very, very nice defense, a beast that will go for criticals and combos and so on, and a bird that like, backdoor if possible, but something that like a very, very strong speed to be like in the top, first mover advantage type of thing. So it's a very subtle plant beast bird style of team over there. So now we're looking for a nice tank.
We got
And that's
two with the
basically what is
Hatsune
happening
and
now.
one with the snake jar. Yeah, these two are identical, basically. Same card, same everything.
Yeah, the problem is that the first one doesn't have like a regenerated health, isn't it?
The first one? Yeah, he's got the shrooms. The mushrooms.
Oh, that's true. Wait, but does it have the skills for the shrooms? Because I didn't see that. Oh, no, it does. It does.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
that's
stun,
very
Snake
nice.
jar. Lunge.
That's very nice.
Got that one from Sean's breeding account with Jazzy.
That is beautiful, actually.
There
That's
you
very,
go,
very
people.
nice.
You're gonna be the have some of my offspring.
That's
Okay, now
it's
we
not a-
skip completely that one then after this comment. And yeah, no, we can go with that. It seems like pretty good. It works well also on adventure.
yeah.
So obviously here, it's a pretty straightforward one. I think that like Morale 61, obviously, the first one is probably perfect already. Ronin, IMP, Nutcracker, Cottontail, perfect. I would not even like go any further than that.
Yeah.
Also, we got like the Ronin, EMP, Cottontail, Ergoda over there on 61 Morale. That's basically the same setup that I use on my Mac, not on a Beast, but that's basically like another one that is super good.
The two combo beast here. The dual blade, risky, Nutcracker and Rice.
Yeah, that is good as well.
This thing's crazy.
That's good as well. Perfect. And also it's very good because once you got like the three the three Moonblood moment, you got like old increase in part.
The Jaguar back guy.
Yeah. It's a nice one. It is overall a nice one. Now we need a bird.
Do you want the energy rimp?
No, keep it like only the beast, but we need a bird one. We
Okay.
need like a 61 on speed. There we have it.
Three choices. The double speak, the little owl, the kestrel, the last one. This one's pretty badass, man.
Yeah, it is actually. It is.
The last one, and then you got
You have no backdoor, but like it's pretty solid in attack and everything. So it gets the Jink to block the combos and the criticals. It got like obviously the feather. You always want a feather, super strong in attack. It's like the final push. I'm not a fan of Aroma. Jordan knows that, but you know, a lot of people are using that.
There's
yeah.
the kestrel one, but it's just got little owl.
Well, it has a back door and it still carry the Jink as well as like the disabled card. So I mean we could go with this as well. I think that this would be pretty sweet overall.
Right. There we go. So now we got a team that someone can play.
I wish to be a much wow.
Okay, what are we calling it here? And how do
That's
how,
the thing.
how can people win it?
I much
Much wannabes, absolutely.
I love it. Yes, that's amazing.
Now, explain to the viewers how good is this team?
This team should allow you to average around 185 SLP per day on a complete of the daily challenges. So this is definitely going to push you to receive the 100 out of 100 SLP in adventure every single day once you level that up, obviously. The 5 arena wins, you're probably going to like average around like 7 to 9 SLP. Let's say 7, just like to be like pretty...
Scully is challenging me to a fight.
That is, in theory, should ensure you that like you're getting that 7 SLP every single day, which are like 7 multiplied by 5, which is 35. And by that, you complete your daily challenges. So you receive that extra 50. So a 185 SLP, that's what you can expect every single day with a team like that, which is a good, easy peasy income. Because like if we're looking at, you know, market is still red, but while Jordan is showing a little bit of gameplay, Give me 1 second. And on the price of SLP right now, we are oh, it's mooning, by the way.
Oh yeah, because it listed on Binance.
Did it already happen?
I guess so. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
But if I'm taking the Uniswap price as of today, you're pretty much looking at getting around 15 USD dollars per day in value, which, you know, it's $450 a month. Is that enough money to change your life? No, but in a lot of countries, that is a full-time income every single month. $450 by playing a game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now shall we announce the recipient on our live Friday show here?
Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yep. Now, to be in the mix for that, people, it's going to be the person that's the most involved here. So comment on this video, give it a like, share it around, get in the Discord and our 3 Twitter accounts. Give yourself a good chance, but yeah, you need to register in the Discord as well, and be live on Friday. Best show in all of crypto. Okay, guys, we got to wrap it up here because we have a chat with the 9 Chronicles guys coming up very shortly. So thank you all for watching. Lots of different subject matter there for you tonight. I hope you're inspired to get in there and really learn about what's happening in the play to earn space, understand why decentralization is so important, and join our community. Thank you very much, boys. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. And make sure you join us live on Friday. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
1 BTC and 32 ETH.